the outcome of the conference should be based on the recommendations that have come out of the report. I think I'd like to see various specific action items come out of the Director General's report. I'm alluding, of course, specifically to the issues of harassment at the workplace. I'm alluding to the development cooperation in light of the UN reform. I'd also like to see the transformation of social dialogue that incorporates the younger generation. I'll get onto that in a moment as we talk about the future of work. For me, I think thus far everything seems to be going very smooth. My understanding is that the meetings in the committees are going well. There haven't been any substantial issues that one has had to deal with. So we're on target to have a good conference thus far. Of course, we have the fun and games yet to start with the plenary, and we'll see how that goes. With reference to the centenary, of course, it's a major milestone. 1 year on, 100 years on, it's time for a new era. There's a new dawn. I'd like to see how the workplace is going to make technology work for the labour market rather than the labour market work for technology. We're all for the digital economy, but we must never lose sight of creativity. We must never lose sight of the human element, and I don't yet see that artificial intelligence will overtake the human dimension of creativity. So it's a very delicate balance of how the ILO transforms itself and creates that paradigm shift of moving forward. That, of course, leads us straight into the issue of how will the future look? What is the future of work? Attended the meeting that took place a little while ago this afternoon. Very interesting thoughts and ideas. I always talk about disruptive innovation going forward in the workplace, and I think disruptive innovation doesn't only apply to youth. I think we, the institutional organizations, also need to disrupt the way we do things. I shared a suggestion that perhaps it's time to now include a mix between suits and between jeans to create that bridge between the millennial gap we now have. The millennials know best where the world is going, and I think we need to listen to them. So creating an alliance between wisdom and youth is something significant as we go forward. And perhaps if I link that discussion with my hopes for the ILO Centenary theme next year, and then going forward into the next 100 years, perhaps this is where I'd like to go. The most important message that I'd like to share with the ILO staff starts with thank you. I think it's very important to acknowledge that behind this organization is an army of unknown soldiers, young men and women, all working throughout the world and trying to make this world a better place. They have interesting challenges, whether it be youth entering the workplace, whether it be the economic challenges of the world and how to deal with them, pushing forward on the tripartite theme of social inclusion and social discussion for all parties as the decision-making process goes through, and perhaps even enforcing some standards in some of the countries where things tend to slip behind. The ILO is the conscience of the workplace and indeed all those workers, whether in the 65 offices or indeed the 4,000 personnel that we talked about. We have to say thank you, keep up the good work, and we wish them luck going forward into the next centenary.